macOS Sonoma has brought us tons of updates that are really subtle and some that aren't. So let's talk about my favorites. And before you click out of the video, be sure to stick to the end because there is a giveaway and I want you to be a part of it. Now, the first thing you notice when you open up macOS when you log in for the first time is the new login screen. With this new login screen, it gives you an iOS-like clock. They move your user down to the bottom, and if you notice, the background is moving. That's something we haven't had in Mac pretty much ever. What they've done, if you're familiar with Apple TV, is they've taken those screensavers and integrated them into macOS to make it just that much better. And when you log in, you'll notice it goes to a crawl, and then it kind of just stops there, and then it sets itself as your desktop photo. Now, if you go down to your system settings, go to wallpaper, you can select from any of these new wallpapers that they've uploaded. There's landscape, cityscape, underwater, earth. I'm not going to change mine right now, but there's plenty of options for anything that you want. Now, moving on to something else that's not so subtle and something that literally everybody's talking about, widgets on Mac. Now, widgets on Mac is a cool feature. The widgets are just like the iOS widgets that you see on your phone or the iPadOS widgets on your iPad. If you right click, you'll see edit widgets. You can scroll around, find the widgets that you want to put on your desktop. As soon as you find the one that you like, you take it, you click on it, you select the size that you want, move it up, and it's there. You can move it to pretty much anywhere you want on your desktop, top, bottom, left, right, up, down, doesn't really matter. And let me state that these are interactive widgets just like you have on your iPad or your iPhone. Another cool feature about widgets that they've added is when you right click the widget, you can resize it to whatever size that you want. It'll automatically do it and move to where it needs to fit. And I think having widgets on desktop is a welcome addition. Now, have you ever wanted your favorite website to have its own Mac native app? Well, now it does, kind of. So say let's go to a website, you go to apple.com, you love this website, you're on it all the time, this is the one you play around in the most. Now you can easily add this just like an app by clicking File, Add to Dock. It'll confirm, click Add, it'll pop up in your dock, and when you close Safari and you click on the icon in your dock, it literally comes up as the website that you were just looking at within its own window and its own platform. You cannot change the URL, but you can click through all the links that are available within that website. It's kind of like if a bookmark and a shortcut had a baby, this is what it would be. And now if you're anything like me, so you have a bunch of windows open that are just all over the place, and you have a little bit of a sliver of a desktop view, as soon as you click that desktop, it hides everything from your desktop. And in doing this, it gives you access to your widgets and whatever folders you may have on your desktop. Generally, I have some SSDs right here that I need to access a lot. So it is really convenient to do it. Personally, I had a mission control shortcut on my MX Master, so I kind of had this feature already. But for those of you who don't, it's a really cool feature to access the things on your desktop when you got a lot of other stuff going on. To disable the settings, simply go to System Settings, click Desktop and Dock, and where it says Click to Reveal Desktop, you can change that to only in Stage Manager. I personally don't use Stage Manager at all, and I'm just going to leave it always on. It's a personal preference for me, but I know this is a really love, hate, and contention point for a lot of people that have reviewed this, so I just figured I'd show you the option. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing and stick around to the end for the giveaway, but let's get back to it. One feature that was introduced in iPadOS 17 and iOS 17 was the assistant's name doesn't need a hey before you say it. To enable or disable this setting, click your system settings, go to Siri and Spotlight, and you can click on Listen For, and you can say, Hey Siri, just like before, or just Siri with a new update. Now, diving into some of the coolest features in my opinion, we're gonna go with the video conferencing features and FaceTime features. Now, when you click on FaceTime, FaceTime opens up as normal, but when you click the menu bar on your FaceTime icon, you see these new features within FaceTime. One's going to be your portrait mode. There's an arrow you can adjust the blur of your background. You're going to have studio lighting, which really gives you some intense lighting and brightens you up and darkens your background a little bit. And reactions. Now, reactions is something that's really new and it's really fun to use. So you see the reactions here. There's the heart, thumbs up, thumbs down, balloons, all these different things. So the best way I can explain it to you is to show you. I want to do a heart on FaceTime. It literally gives me heart emojis that pop out of the screen. Look at that. They're coming out of my face. When I give a thumbs up appears on the screen. These aren't activated by doing anything but the gesture, and I think it's a really cool addition to FaceTime. Now let's move into a different software, called Zoom. I don't know if you've heard of it. It kind of blew up in 2020. But anyway, let's check it out. Open Zoom, start a new meeting. This meeting is going to have literally nobody but me. Join with computer audio, yada yada. Now within Zoom, you get all the features that you do on FaceTime. So say you want to do a heart, you still get the heart emojis, you get all of that. But everything changes as soon as you hit share screen, hit share, and now you're sharing your desktop. But when you click in the menu bar, there's this new presenter overlay that we're just now being introduced to that's pretty amazing. If you hit small, you can see that I can move my face around this entire screen. I can still talk to you. I can still do everything. I could even point to some things on the screen. So say I'll move it here, back to meeting. So I thought that was a really cool picture-in-picture thing that we can do with Zoom. But then when you click on large, it really changes the game because it shows your entire desktop behind you. So if I want to point at this, that, or the other, it's like having a green screen behind you without needing a green screen. So all the setup and everything, you don't need to do it. They figured out a way to give you this without having to set up all of that gear, which is pretty amazing, especially when it comes to video conferencing software that, let's face it, is pretty boring for the most part. And as we exit out of everything, those are my favorite things about macOS Sonoma that I've discovered so far while using it for the past few days. But let's now get to the meat of this video, and that's the giveaway. Now this is the first giveaway I've done on this channel, and what I'm giving away, if you've watched my previous video, I made a video about this. It's the Ugreen 9-in-1 USB-C dock. Now this dock, full disclosure, was given to me by Ugreen to do a review on. There was no money exchanged between us. They just wanted an honest review, and they sent me this as well as some chargers. Now generally I would keep this and use this, but I had recently purchased a CalDigit TS4 that was very expensive, so I don't want to take that out of commission quite yet. Now this dock is really cool for somebody who wants to take their Mac and add some peripherals, a couple monitors, some USB things, and hardwire it into the internet. On the back side, it's got a RJ45 port, which is an Ethernet port, 2 HDMIs, 2 display ports, a USB input from your computer, and a USB input for power. On the front end, you'll see 2 USB-As and a USB-C that all give 10 gigabit per second transfer speeds. So this dock is very solid. For anybody who wants to hook up hard drives or audio interfaces, dual monitors. Flipping back to the back side, there are options for 4 different monitors on here, technically, but it can manage 2 monitors at 4K 60, and they just give you the option to use DisplayPort or HDMI. To enter for the giveaway is really simple. Simply subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below with your favorite thing about the video and why you want this dock, and your Instagram @ so I can DM you and get your shipping information. And if you follow me at preston.video on Instagram, you're automatically entered for a second time to win the dock. No purchase necessary. The drawing will be held Saturday, October 21st at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And at that time, I'll announce who the winner is. I'll reach out to you on Instagram and we'll get it sent out to you. This is the first giveaway on this channel and I'm super excited about it, and I'm really excited to continue doing these kind of things on this channel. So make sure you subscribe to check out all the videos that are coming up, and check out this video too.